She's competing for Russia team number 1. The score for Grigori Misyutin on the vault was a 9.35.
She was one of the favorites in the all-around and had trouble on this event. She has such power, which is surprising. She looks very thin, almost frail.
She really hasn't been at her best here. Was sick earlier in the week and seemed a little weak, didn't she?
She seems to have gotten her strength back here. That first half looks much stronger than it was in the all-around.
We saw her first a year ago in the World Championship competition where she took 5th in the all-around.
This is where she had trouble. Right to the front to the full.
The score on the floor for Sunny Meduna, USA team number 2, a 9.025. And the score for Alexei Nemov of Russia team number 1 on the high bar, 9.45.
This is a much better performance. A nice combination of good choreography and good tumbling.
Now over to the high bar. Cheney Humphrey from the United States. This is always a treat to watch this routine. Has 4 release moves and a spectacular dismount. He has not finished in any individual medals here at the Goodwill Games. He did earn a team bronze with the U.S. team earlier in the week. He was 6th in the all-around.
The only thing that keeps Cheney from a medal is the landing of his dismount. If he could just come up with a great landing, and if he performs the more difficult dismount, the double twisting, double layout. His 4 release moves come up right here if he's on. There's the final one.
Nicely done today.
Only gymnast doing that in this competition.
The judges recently redid the code of points, and Cheney says he likes it because he does hard tricks, and the judges are rewarding gymnasts who go for all the big moves.
And he peeled, his grip broke. Oh. He didn't even get a chance to try and stick the landing. Once that happens, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, there's a leather hand guard that the gymnasts use to wrap around the bar to get a good grip, and occasionally they get brittle and they break. That is the end of his routine, and unfortunately in gymnastics competition there are no rules that accommodate a gymnast who has an equipment failure. We'll be back with his score. Now, for Belarus on the vault.
This vault's worth a 9.5. Great distance from the horse. The gymnasts are trying to get further from the horse and earn bonus points from the judges. Now, the vault is not highly difficult. It's just a full twist, but he really took it out there.
On the balance beam now for USA number 2, this is Mariana Webster. As you see, she got a bronze medal after some strange manipulation of the scores here earlier in the week. The score for Cheney Humphrey from the United States was a low 8.95 after his handguard broke on that high bar routine.
Here's her layout. Very strong. This has been a great experience for her. The USA Championships are coming up in 2 weeks, and this was certainly a confidence builder for that, and a thrill to come home with a medal in a big international meet.
This is a busy year in the world of gymnastics. There was an individual event and all-around world championships in the spring in Australia. There's another world championships for the first time ever, 2 in the same year. It's a team world championships in Dortmund in November, and then the Goodwill Games in the middle of the summer. The score over on the floor for Oksana Fabrishnova was a 9.65.
This is a great routine for her. It's been nice to see her improve since last year when she won the sports festival, the Olympic festival, on this event. She's come a long way. Watch how she really tries to take it all the way through the landing and not move those feet.
Her teammate from the U.S., Drew Durbin, after that disappointment on the parallel bars where he had to stop, scored only a 4.6. That will be disastrous for their team results here. On the parallel bars now, Alexei Nemov. He really has a big routine, not just because he's 5 feet 8 inches tall, but he really knows how to use that long body to his advantage, swinging some big moves. Double right there.
What's amazing is he doesn't have a weak event, and typically a tall gymnast will have 1 or 2 weak events. Struggling a little there, but great cover.
8.950.
You're right, the fact that he has such terrific technique allows him to manage a tall body. A little shaky on that handstand. Could be getting a little bit tired. This is the 6th day in a row of competition for the man, and he might be just a little worn out.
Beautiful double front. Maintains good form, and this is a good cover because he was not in position to swing out of that. This is a good event for Cheney. He has a real opportunity to show off his strength.
Jenny Thompson from the United States team had a 9.55 on her floor exercise routine. Coach Art Sherlock standing by the parallel bars. He had a little mat under there to give Cheney a good rebound so that he could get a good mount. Art Sherlock pulled it out after he mounted.
Doesn't quite have the finesse of a Nemov, but he's got the difficulty and the strength and the power. Come up with a strong routine.
So we go from the parallel bars with Cheney Humphrey now to the floor with Lilia Podkopaeva. This is always a fun routine to watch.
And when you say finesse, you think of this gymnast. She is so exquisite on this exercise.
She's our final competitor here, the women's floor exercise.
A lot of difficulty, a double front with a perfect landing. You don't even see the men do that very often. It's amazing technique.
She won the European Championships this year on the floor.
She really has the technique down for front tumbling. Watch this. Front flip-flop, to front layout, front pull.
She says she enjoys the ballet, so it must be a treat for her to be in the city of the Kirov Ballet, one of the most famous of all time. The score for Cheney Humphrey on the parallel bars was a 9.3, and on the beam, Oksana Barbichnova had a 9.1.
Has a very big finish. Lovely routine. This is just phenomenal. I can't tell you how difficult this is. The technique has to be perfect. You have to have power and spring and a kinesthetic awareness that you can't imagine to know exactly where you are on that skill.
The score on the floor for Lilia Podkopaeva, a 9.825. Well, let's take a look at our final results in the first ever mixed team competition here at the Goodwill Games. As you see, Team 1 from Belarus and Ukraine won the gold. Team 1 from Russia, the silver. Team 2 from Russia, the bronze. United States finished in 4th and in 9th. Well, it's been a great 9 days of gymnastics here in St. Petersburg. Kathy Johnson, your final thoughts?
Shannon Miller really has entered new territory that very few gymnasts even dare to tread. She's won so many medals in major competitions, including 2 world all-around titles, 5 Olympic medals, world individual titles on every event but vault. Most gymnasts would love to retire on those laurels, yet she dares to go out and compete against the best.
And in the men's competition, in a sport where the personalities sometimes loom as large as their acrobatic performances, the world of men's gymnastics has a new face. Alexei Nemov, who says his goal is, of course, gold in Atlanta in 1996. That's the story from the Goodwill Games gymnastics competition. For Kathy Johnson, I'm Bart Connor. Thanks for watching.
Amid the beauty of St. Petersburg, Russia, with its palaces and churches, are reminders of a difficult past. St. Petersburg was once called Leningrad, and it was besieged by the German army for 900 days during World War II.